My name is Bryanna Mackenzie. I am a nurse manager at Adventist Health Simi Valley. I have a beautiful son that is 3 years old named Andrew, and we love to be outside and we love to go hiking and we love to take on adventures together. I was born and raised in Simi Valley, and life was pretty uneventful for me growing up. I followed the rules, I listened to my parents, and didn't get into a whole lot of trouble. In high school, I'd gone to Grace Brother, and that's where I learned about Christ, and it led me to give my life to the Lord and get baptized. In 2016, I met my husband at the gym. Matt and I had similar interests with, working out and just being healthy, and I just really enjoyed spending time with him because of his easygoing sense of humor. After we got married in 2017, we moved to Camarillo. 2 short years later, I found out I was pregnant with Andrew. At that time, life was very simple. I was enjoying my marriage and in love with being a nurse and loving being a mom. At the time, Matt was working long hours and wanted to make a change. He desired to be a good dad and to be there for us. In May of 2020, Matt got a new job, and the first day of his job, he left in the morning, and he was someone that would always call me or text me when he either arrived to work or if he was just getting into work, he would always call or text. And that day he didn't. A couple of hours after he was supposed to start, I got a call from a number that I didn't know. On the line was the medical examiner of Ventura County, telling me my husband was killed in a car accident. And in that moment, I didn't even cry. I was just frozen. So I became and entered widowhood at 29 years old with a 7-month-old. The average age of a widow is 59 years old, so I entered that group 30 years earlier than the average age. Life changed in a blink of an eye. And I just kind of began praying and really leaning into God at that time. There was times I was really mad at God. I was asking him, why me? I didn't want this. I didn't want to go through this. Andrew and I moved in with my parents. They wanted me to cope well. It started out with my mom just encouraging me to go on walks down the street, and then it turned into buying a jogging stroller, and Andrew and I would start going on jogs, and I would go take him hiking and just get out in nature. I feel a big connection when I'm in nature with the Lord. It made me just feel alive, I could feel my heart beating. A few months after Matt had died, I went back to work. I was really happy being back in what almost felt like normal. Towards the end of 2020, we saw COVID rear its ugly head, and I volunteered to work in our COVID unit. In December, it really got bad. We were watching a lot of people, old and young, pass away, and I bagged more bodies that month than I had in my whole nursing career. And that's when I realized 2020 was marked by a death for me. It was a painful season. I just recall thinking, I've been riding like a one-legged stool. I had left my church in Camarillo, and I didn't proactively go searching for a new community and a new church. And my parents had been attending Rocky Peak already, and I reached out. I really would love to be in a life group. So Monday night women's group was where I started. So that first Monday night, I thought, we'll see how this first night goes. Maybe I'll just be kind of more of a fly on the wall, keep quiet, because, my story is a little heavy for a first night kind of thing. Well, I walked in and I was eagerly greeted by so many people and embraced by them. I just was welcomed and felt like I had belonged there. Towards the end of group, people were sharing about things they needed prayer for, and people were being very transparent and sharing, this is what I'm going through, please pray over this. And I was the last person around the table to go, and I ended up just sharing. After I shared, Lynn just pulled her chair over to mine and embraced me.
I want to tell you that we're here for you. This is a very safe place. You're not alone.
Day after day, these women were reaching out to me and just wanting to be a support to me. As a life group, we knew God didn't expect me to be happy from what was torn from my hands. And shortly after, we were praying for a new opportunity for my career. We prayed through that and celebrated when I had gotten the position, and we watched Him turn my tragedy into triumph. What I learned through life group was just having that community is so beneficial, and being transparent is the key. Through this experience, God has just made Himself even more known in my life. I have seen the good that has come through it, through just being able to be there for others and tell people that have experienced the loss that I have. Jesus is everything to me. I cannot accomplish anything without Him, and the times I've tried to muster up the strength on my own and to do things on my own, I crash and burn. So I am dependent on Jesus to walk with me each and every step of the way, all of my days.